Critics say Iran will be cheering the loudest when U.S. troops leave Iraq. On Friday, President Obama announced plans to have them out of the country and back home by year's end. Wyatt Andrews has the latest.
The war in Iraq may be over, but the politics of leaving have begun. After the president called the withdrawal of all U.S. forces a success, his Republican opponents reacted with scorn, with Texas Governor Rick Perry suggesting the announcement itself could endanger the troops.
The last thing that you want to do is put those men and women's lives in peril, and I think that's what the president's done by making a political statement to his base that he's going to be out of Iraq on a date certain.
The date certain for leaving Iraq, however, was not set by President Obama. The commitment to withdraw this December was signed by former President George W. Bush 3 years ago and was formalized on the day an Iraqi journalist threw his shoes at Mr. Bush. Still, the Obama administration did not want a complete withdrawal. It wanted 5,000 troops to stay to help train the Iraqi army. The deal fell through when the al-Maliki government and parliament would not grant U.S. forces immunity in Iraqi courts. Former Massachusetts Governor Mitt Romney blamed the failure of those negotiations on the president.
We were going to have a presence in Iraq going forward. That was part of our objective, and this president has failed to deliver.
The importance of a U.S. presence in Iraq goes beyond 2012 politics. The concern is the regime in Iran. Experts say the more the United States moves out of Iraq, the more Iran moves in.
They fund the Shiite militias. They've also worked with Sunni extremists. And they've used it as a way to extend their influence in the region, but also to try to push back on American influence in the region.
That's why Secretary of State Clinton began sending signals today. She didn't mention Iran by name. She didn't have to.
America will stand with our allies and friends, including Iraq, in defense of our common security and interests.
Officials here and in Iraq say they're still working on smaller deals to train some Iraqi forces. But most of the remaining 39,000 American troops will be home by New Year's. Betty?
Wyatt Andrews at the White House. Wyatt, thank you.